So, Acho, is Odell Sr. doing this fair or foul?
To me, Sel, it's foul. It's foul. And I can't imagine what it must feel like to be Baker Mayfield right now, always getting accused of things that you ain't do. Because once again, you all have the wrong guy. It's not on Baker Mayfield. It's on Kevin Stefanski, and I will show y'all exactly why with the Kevin Stefanski effect. Before Kevin Stefanski was the OC of the Minnesota Vikings, Adam Thielen averaged 7 catches a game, 7.1. Stephon Diggs averaged 6.8 catches a game. Once Kevin Stefanski became OC, Adam Thielen, he only averaged 3 catches a game. Diggs only averaged 4 catches a game. Thielen's percent of catches dropped by 57%. Diggs dropped by 38%. Y'all remember, Odell had 1,000 yards in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield as his quarterback. But then Kevin Stefanski comes over, and since then, Odell Beckham's catches go from 4.6 a game to 3.1 a game, dropping by 32%. Just look at the far right column. When Kevin Stefanski takes over, the team gets better, but the star receivers, their catches per game drop by 57%, 38%, and 32%. Y'all have the wrong guy. It's not Baker Mayfield who is the primary person at fault for Odell Beckham's lack of production. It is Kevin Stefanski. That's historically been the case with all Pro Bowl or all pro receivers that Kevin Stefanski has coached. Stephon Diggs left Minnesota, in part because of Kirk Cousins, also in part because of the lack of production there. Kevin Stefanski was the OC in Minnesota. And all of a sudden, he goes to Buffalo, and you saw Buffalo. You watch your Bills very well. 1,600 yards, most reception yards Stephon Diggs had in his career. All-pro, first team, if I'm not mistaken. Same Stephon Diggs. Same big-arm quarterback. Josh Allen, probably a bigger arm than Kirk Cousins, but make no mistake, if one thing Kirk Cousins does do well is sling that pill, particularly off play-action boots.
Let's go.
Adam Thielen, 7 catches a game. Kevin Stefanski becomes OC, 3 catches a game. This Adam Thielen, one of the best, if not the best route runners in the game, maybe second to Devontae Adams. So we've seen this story before. We just got to stop blaming Baker Mayfield for any time a problem arises in Cleveland. Odell Beckham not getting any catches. It's Baker's fault. Browns lose to the Steelers. It's Baker's fault. Browns only scored 10 points on offense. It's Baker's fault. Everything is not Baker Mayfield's fault in Cleveland and with the Browns. Sometimes other people are at fault. And in this case, it's Kevin Stefanski for Odell. Now, I'm not saying that the Browns are not better because of it. Like, the Browns are a better football team playing the game of football the way they're playing it. But it's got to be Kevin Stefanski's fault because we look at the history of it all.
Oh, man. Here's the thing. Let me answer the question first before I start to get tug-of-war-ish with you and your response, which was well stated. This is fair. This is not foul. Now, I am even going against what I initially believe in terms of someone else in the family calling out somebody on my team. Like, we shouldn't have these battles between my football family and my real family, right? We ain't going to do that, and certainly not going to do that in public. That's my initial feeling. But in this one, it's a little bit different. You know why? I'm not going to let my wife go out there and call you out, Acho. This is my broadcasting family right here. I'm not going to let my wife do that to you. I'm not going to let my mama, I'm not going to let my sister, I'm not going to let my brother, I'm not going to let my cousin, nobody calling out Acho doing 11-minute reposting videos of you out there trying to make me look bad. Nobody. But when it's your daddy and it's your namesake, things change. Because if somebody did this to MJ, they going to get hell. If somebody tried to mess with MJ, they going to get hell from Papa over here. And this is Odell Beckham Sr., who's realizing, y'all trying to mess with Odell Beckham Jr. and basically ruin Jerry Rice Part 2 right before our eyes, and y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. It's Kevin Stefanski? Last time I checked, I ain't never seen Kevin Stefanski with the ball in his hand. So it is on Baker Mayfield, ultimately. Kevin Stefanski can call any play he wants, and Baker Mayfield has this option. Options. My first read. My second read is Odell.
Don't lie to these people, Sal.
I will never lie to the people, dog. You have actually lied because you're trying to cover up for someone who's subpar, who's making others subpar. Is Jarvis Landry as good as he was in Miami? Comparable,
yeah,
but slight little tick down. But not as noticeable as ruining Jerry Rice 2.0. Odell Beckham was on a Hall of Fame NFL historical pace. Shook hands with Baker Mayfield And then it's just been all that behind
That's not true.
No, the first
That's
year
not
wasn't
true.
a trade, and then after that he had 1,000 yards. I see it right here.
Yes, sir.
And then what hahappens?
He gets hurt.
And then what happens
this season?
And then, and the point is, you still don't get him the football. He's 151st in reception targets per game. Baker Mayfield, and that's all on the play calling? Come on, big dog. Every receiver I ever met said I'm open on every play. It's just up to the quarterback to get me the ball on time. Now, I know that's a little hyperbole, but I also know between that hyperbole and this reality, that's where Baker Mayfield is failing. Baker Mayfield needs to get the ball to the most explosive guy they got. If he doesn't, that's why we got Baker Mayfield looking subpar.
Here is why I can't let you off with this one. I don't let you off with a lot. I can't let you off. Odell Beckham joins the Cleveland Browns. And his first season there, he has 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
His last season in New York, he had 1,000 yards. Yeah. So Odell joins Cleveland with Baker as his quarterback, and he goes for 1,000. He was one of 14 players in the NFL with 1,000 yards and 14 yards per reception. So Odell was still solid. He was still not the same Odell, but he was still a 1,000-yard receiver with Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski. In 2020, the next year, what changes? Kevin Stefanski shows up, Baker Mayfield gets hurt. In 2021, our present year, what has now changed? Baker is now healthy. Odell is healthy. Baker is present. Stefanski is there. What's the variable? The variable is Kevin Stefanski. Baker and Odell played together before, and Odell had 1,000 yards. Head coach was Kitchens. Now Baker and Odell are playing together once again.
Yeah.
And Odell does not have 1,000 yards.
And there's one more variable.
Change?
Regression by the quarterback. Like, I don't understand why you don't factor
But
in.
even last year, before Baker regressed, but last year when Baker was in a climactic year.
For him, and it's still subpar.
But Odell still wasn't balling then.
Yeah, and that was the injury year as well. So here's the thing.
You have 7 games.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They don't have chemistry. So what they need is consistency. They don't have chemistry and consistency. So now we just need some lightning in a bottle talent. Oh, I'm not playing with that type of quarterback. We're not driving this bus through the driver of Baker Mayfield. It's through our running game. Okay, so even when the running backs got hurt, force me the ball. I still didn't see that. Now, you can say it's Kevin Stefanski. Now we're getting into a semantic conversation. What a play call.
Oh, that's not semantics.
Is Baker Mayfield above average playing this year? No. Now, okay. Now, does Baker Mayfield have above average talent? You would assume yes. He was the #1 overall pick. But now we start to get into consistency. Is Baker Mayfield inconsistent? Yes. Is he regressing? Yes. Is he subpar in many stats and categories? Yes. Now, Odell Beckham can look at his resume and be like, dog, I was never this before I met you. And then when I was with you, I still had some of this. But now I ain't got none of this. I'll take some of the blame. Will you take some of the blame? And actually, I want you to take lion's share of the blame. Because not only are you ruining me, our tight ends are not getting the same production. These are names. Our Jarvis Landry's not getting the same production. Injury, I get it.
So then,
that's the common denominator.
The common denominator is who controls all that. If you want to, and here's why play calling matters.
Okay.
I'm not going to get mad at the outside linebacker that goes from having 15 sacks to 5 sacks if a defensive coordinator comes in and tells the outside linebacker, hey, you're primarily a dropper now.
Yeah.
I've been in a position of calling plays. So I understand that you can't always debo the defensive coordinator who gives you the play call. Every now and then as a Mike backer, you can check. But you can't check every time you want to. So all I'm going to say is I'm not going to blame Baker Mayfield for not getting Odell the ball. If the primary play call is 1, we're handing it off. And 2, I don't know Baker's reads. But you sure as heck can't skip read number 1, read number 2 to go to read number 3 just because read number 3 is Odell Beckham. The best shot for the Cleveland Browns is the open guy. This is not the days of Michael Jordan, where the best shot the Bulls can take is a shot Michael Jordan takes.
Oh, so he's hitting the open
Browns,
guy. He's hitting open guy.
I'm not even saying that he's hitting open guy, but I'm saying the best opportunity for success for the Browns is to throw it to the open guy.
No, dog, I love you too much to let you say that. Don't give me an example where you're saying the Mike linebacker no longer rushing, now he's dropping in coverage. That's not the same as this. No one ever tells Odell Beckham, I want you to just run block the whole damn game.
No, but they tell Baker
they
to
say
hand
run
the ball
routes
off.
Right, they do. And this is why I know. I hate why people walk past the mirror so fast, but then they want to sit there in front of everybody and say, look at me. Baker, this team is top 10 everywhere except one place, where you are in control. They are 10th in total offense. Congrats. They are 1st in rushing. And then on defense, they're 3rd total defense. Lord. 3rd in rushing defense, 7th in pass defense, and 26th in passing offense. Man, that's on Baker, dog. He's the quarterback. You're saying it's on the play calling? Even with the worst play calling in the world, with Odell Beckham and their tight ends, they shouldn't be 26.
If they're 26 in passing offense, but they're 28th in pass attempts. So they actually are better in passing offense than they are in pass attempts. They don't even
trust
to pass.
No trust.
Fair.
So if the coach doesn't trust you, then not only is because you're not good enough, but it's going to make those who depend on you not good enough as well.
If we had no sample size, I would rock with you.
What you mean?
But full screen once again,
we got another
please.
Let me see.
No, the same one.
Oh, all right, stop.
Kevin Stefanski was the OC in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So Kevin Stefanski, we've seen him do this with Thielen. We've seen him do this with Diggs.
Yeah.
With Thielen and with
neither
Diggs,
one was
both of
Odell
them
Beckham Jr., New York Giants.
Wait a second now.
No, became.
Stephon Diggs last year. I'm not looking at Stephon.
That's not that last year's full screen.
But I'm saying
that's not
Stephon Diggs had the same talent as Odell Beckham based on his numbers. Now I played against Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham went crazy to me. But Stephon Diggs has 1,600 yards in the National Football League now.
Yeah, but you're doing that. Now you're doing that after the fact of Stefanski and him in Buffalo.
I'm saying he had talent.
No,
he had that talent.
You can look at Adam Thielen in that moment. You can look at Stephon Diggs in that moment and say, you know what? We're going to drop your production because you are not at the same ceiling in production as Odell Beckham. He wasn't then. That's your full screen. That's not me.
Ceiling is dependent upon how much talent do you have.
It's also dependent on what you have done.
He didn't hit his ceiling, but ceiling is also like how much talent do you have?
I don't want to argue this. If you're really on that side and you're trying to tell me that Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs add them up with Odell Beckham, New York Football Giants, and that's Odell playing with Eli, the ashes of Eli, the dead remains of Eli.
You don't think that Thielen plus Diggs were the same as Odell? I played against Odell.
No, before Stefanski.
Odell went crazy.
No. Before Stefanski, no.
That Thielen and Diggs aren't as good as Odell collectively?
Now they are. Now they have surpassed them.
Even before Stefanski, they combined for 2,000 yards.
We have not seen anything like Odell Beckham since early Randy Moss, Jerry Rice. Like, it was on that level. You saying Thielen and you saying...
Combined.
Take them apart. Combined then? No. Combined now, by far, they got Odell Beckham because he playing with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield ruining Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield ruining his passing game. Baker Mayfield is ruining Odell Beckham.
Odell never had a 2,000-yard season. If you combine them, they had a 2,000-yard season.
That was hyperbole, but I'm just saying they weren't as talented at that time as Odell Beckham Jr.
No.
Right. And then all of a sudden I meet you, and all of a sudden I can't get the ball, and all of a sudden I can't do anything. Now I can't even look like a backup. Odell doesn't even have backup numbers.
But he did. Here's what it is for me. Baker Mayfield was there. Odell was there. Odell was still a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah.
Enter Kevin Stefanski. Odell was no longer
So you're saying Kevin Stefanski made Baker regress and...
Yes, statistically, yes.
So it's all on Kevin Stefanski that why Baker Mayfield not playing well. In the contract year, you're going to blame your coach.
Statistically, it's on Kevin Stefanski. Because statistically, Baker Mayfield doesn't attempt as many passes, so he's not going to throw as many touchdowns.
But it should be easier for you. You got the best running game in the world. What else do you need if you're Baker? Your defense is 3rd overall, and you got the best running game, and you going to make your receiver that's a star a bum? And what are you going to blame? You're going to say Kevin Stefanski ain't calling the right plays. When he calls them, run them. They're going to be easy. Play action in the Cleveland Browns offense should be the simplest throw in America. It's not with Baker Mayfield, and I don't know why. But I can't say it's Kevin Stefanski. I got to blame the regression of Baker Mayfield.
I'm going to say this much.
I know you are.
Kevin Stefanski is the reason that Odell doesn't get as many targets. We can all agree on that. That's not even opinion-based. That's literally empirical data shows Kevin Stefanski causes his number one receivers to lose.
But all number ones ain't the same. They ain't all created equal.
Sure, but eventually we have to have it. We have to have a conversation based upon something factual, not subjective.
No, because I'm a starting DN in 2001, and some other dudes are starting DN in 2001. He wasn't me. And then you fast forward a few years, I wasn't him.
So you're saying that regardless of what Kevin Stefanski does, Odell Beckham's number of targets should not have regressed. Because even still, if you want to say that Adam Thielen is not Odell Beckham and Stephon Diggs is not Odell Beckham, that's fair.
Right. You know that.
But even still, Odell's lack of targets, they decreased by less than Thielen's and by less than Diggs. So Kevin Stefanski is treating Odell Beckham better than he treated Thielen and better than he treated Diggs.
Okay, well, good. Thank you, Kevin Stefanski. Now we got a middleman we got to deal with. It's Baker Mayfield. And now Odell's stuck. Trade deadline just passed. Odell Beckham not traded. Lock yourself in the house, bruh. Coming out to play with Baker, ain't had enough.